So Hare Krishna to one and all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we'll start with Mangalacharan, and before that, can someone tell me the chapter, yesterday's chapter, and how much of that did we discuss? What topic we discussed?
16th chapter, Mataji.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
The divine and the demonic natures.
Okay, divine and demonic. So what did we cover? Did we cover both?
No, no.
So we did only
divine qualities.
Okay, divine qualities. How many are there?
24.
Little more.
27.
26. 26 qualities. And of the 26 qualities, did you all go back home and make a note, which I didn't give you, which you can do today? How many of these qualities we have? So, it's like ranking, right? Out of 26, how much am I?
Difficult question, Mataji.
Yeah. See, because even if we have the quality, it may not be in full, right? We may be humble, but are we like humble in the, or we may be honest? Like I always tell, I like being honest. I like people who are honest. But if we dig deep in, how much of honesty is it? Right? To what level can that honesty sustain? Right? So all this will make us ponder, when we are ticking that, does this quality really belong? Or do I belong here? So now you can see demonic. I won't give you that tough line, because do you remember how many qualities of demonic how many qualities we are supposed to click? Like how many are there according to Krishna?
6.
Yes, thank you so much. Only 6, but is that 6 all? Because the 6 is good enough to compensate the whole 26, right? The 6 can really destroy the entire 26. So let's understand 6, and this is not a homework, this is a classroom. As we are going through the class, we will know and spot which are the demonic qualities. So let's start off with Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanittimra Andasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurum Bilitam Yena Tasmai Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamani Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivachadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Come on. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Remember, end of the class, somebody is going to tell a story. You all decided who's going to tell story. I remember one is Shyam Prabhu. I remember Prabhu. Anybody else you can tell? In fact,
yes, Mataji.
Yeah, ready? Thank you, Prabhu. So now we'll start the divine and demonic quality. Let's pay our obeisances to Shishi Radha Govinda. 6.1 to 6 talks about both divine and demonic qualities in brief. And 7 to 20, even though it's only 6 verses, 6 demonic qualities, just how many are being disclosed, right? So there are verses more than the qualities, because the power of negativity is higher than the positivity. And then between 16.21 to 24, the choice of escaping to the supreme destination is with us. He is very beautifully explaining. So basically the purpose of this is to move up the banyan tree, either upward by taking a demonic, upward by divine quality or downward by demonic quality. So 1 to 6 talks about transcendental qualities. There are 26, which all of that we saw, and many qualities pertain to like fearlessness, purification, cultivation of knowledge, and all that, right? And for Grahastha, like charity, self-control, sacrifice, all the steps that we saw. There are some qualities like simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, angerlessness, right? Tyaga, renunciation, being calm, right? Tranquility, aversion to fault fighting, compassion, freedom from all the covetousness like greed and all that, gentleness, modesty, steadiness are required for all. There is no, difference. Whereas things like forgetfulness and vigor, are more for Kshatriyas. Of course, it should be there for everyone, but particularly for Kshatriyas, should have that fortitude, because that emotional and mental strength, which is why Arjuna's feeling is questioned. Whereas if somebody like us feels, it's okay, because we feel that, okay, Arjuna did the right job, if you recall in the first chapter, but that's not a quality of a Kshatriya. That can be a quality for a Sudra like us. And freedom from envy is very important. And that's why he says Anusuyave. That's that's the most important thing. And passion for honor is what literally all are dying, right? We have this Maslow's theory in management where you have this social need, all this, and finally the need comes is the honor. He may use it as self-esteem need, but the actual literal meaning of that is honor. And we are talking about 6 qualities: arrogance, pride, anger, conceit, harshness, and ignorance. How many of you all we feel? We all raised our hand, right? So can we relate? Each one can relate to some quality here, and I could relate to harshness. Right? So Daiväsura-sampad vimokshana, right? So we saw this one, the divine and demonic quality list, and what has happened. Demonic quality takes us to bondage to Krishna. Divine qualities tie us, right? Bonds us here in this world. Both are Prajapatis. What is the difference? What is the difference between divine and demonic? How do you differentiate?
Who knows the Vedic literature is the divine quality.
Not only knows, Prabhu, follows.
Follows, yes.
But,
who knows and practice the divine quality, that Vedas.
Perfect, Prabhu, based on the regulative principles. Now, thank you so much, Prabhu. Demonic quality, right? So this is what we are going to start. Hare Krishna. Pravritim cha nivritim cha janana vidurashuraha nasaucham napi chacharu nasatyam te shutyate. Hare Krishna.
Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness or proper behavior, nor truth is found in them.
It's so nicely that those who are demonic, they don't know what is to be done and what is not to be done. They don't have cleanliness and they don't have proper behavior also, right? So that is a big challenge for them. Neither are they clean, nor do they abide by a proper behavior. So a classic example is when they talk about cleanliness, you remember, right? Yama niyama, internal and external. So they are not only, dirty from outside. Example, if you see many of them, they will not only think of bath. Hey, today is Sunday, holiday for bath also. And, talking about drinking. So I remember my cousin telling me, hey, college and all, there was a context when she was telling the Diya, you can, light even without taking bath. So this was a conversation. And she said, college and all, 3 days, I used to go without bath. I used to have a heart attack, not from cleanliness point of view, but from heat point of view. We are in Chennai with 2 times bath a day itself. We feel so sultry, right? And I'm sure anyone who's in hot weather can understand. But if you are in Chennai and that too you're going out on college, and that too, not all of us have the luxury to go by AC car. Even if you go by AC car, you won't have an AC classroom, right? Unlike today, I think students in LKG are having AC classroom. That apart, and also on top of it, the schools are not very big. Today with the situation, it's very warm, right? A lot of environmental pollution, and schools are small. They build more buildings, and there is no fresh air. So this is the situation. So you can see the demonic quality starting there. Establishes don't know what is to be done and not to be done. They don't, because they're confused what to do, what not to do. It's the biggest confusion, and they do not follow shastras. And each quality we will understand in there. They are very unclean, proper behavior, because they don't know what is right, and they are very untruthful. They feel telling a lie is okay. that's accepted. That's a standard. So if someone tells you that, are you there for me? A Kshatriya will tell yes means he means it. But we will always tell, yeah, of course, because the person should not get hurt. Yes, when we are speaking the truth, the person should not get hurt. But there is still a way to speak the truth. Yudhishthira always spoke the truth, but he never hurt people. Right? So telling the truth should be stopped only in a very dire situation. Right? Telling the truth is going to kill someone or going to harm someone, then you can stop telling the truth or tell a lie. But on a normal situation, right? So a simple example, which I can share out of my personal experience is if someone comes to me and I'm not telling, see the quality you should understand of the demonic, the first highlight on mine is harshness. So you can put that in the foreground and then relate to what I'm telling. So there used to be people, especially when you're working, used to come and tell, hey, we are great friends, right? And I used to look up to them and tell, I'll try to be polite, which is not my style though, but still I used to tell, no, not really, we are friendly, but we are not friends. So they used to ask, how do you differentiate? So I used to tell in one funny line that, do you know my birthday? No. Then we can't be friends, right? Because basically I have a basic criteria that if you call yourself friend, you should at least know my birthday, right? And be there when I have a problem. And if I am in trouble also, you should be there. So my expectation on friends, though we talk about Bhagavad Gita, we should not have expectation, but I used to tell, but my expectation on friendship is very high, my standard. So I never used to address anyone as friends, nor will I write any mail, when now this is a trend, right? Everybody writes a mail, even in the official style, dear friends. So I used to tell no. So my mom called me and said, what do you lose by telling that? So I used to tell, no, ma, it's not right because I'm cheating them. So she was telling current generation is very different. If someone asks us, we used to tell yes, right? And we used to, tell, yeah, of course, you're my friend. What do you get out of it, right? You're going to do. But for me, I was telling her that I'm betraying the person I'm talking to. And I'm also doing injustice to the set of my friends who genuinely are my friends, right? Because I'm trying to bring them, demand that quality. So now this is not the important point of whether you have to be honest with your friends or, honest about outside or not. But end of the day, now what is there is, we are confused, right? What is to be followed, what is not? Should we follow what ancestors tell us or seniors tell us, about something, or should we follow what our heart says, right? Now you all answer me. What should we do? Hare Krishna. Why so silent? You can unmute.
It's a tough question again.
Huh?
It's a tough question, Mataji.
Exactly.
We should follow the regulations and listen to
very
our
nice
heart.
answer. A very nice answer. You trapped me with your answer. I was expecting, Mataji, you should follow what your heart says. Then I would have had a twist. I would tell that tomorrow my heart tells, kill that person. So can I follow my heart? Why? Because a very common dialogue here is follow your heart. Follow your heart, right? So
and follow the regulations too.
Exactly. Thank you so much. I think it's high time we start telling that follow the regulation, because follow the heart is a very tough word, because my heart is still impure, right? That's why we are doing Cheto Darpana margin. It is still impure. Yes, for somebody like a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Madhavendra Puri can follow the heart. Even for somebody like Prabhupada, he did not follow the heart. He followed what Gurus told. He followed instruction. So where are we, right? And there are we. And even Chaitanya, followed everything which is mentioned, right? As per rules, like Sannyasa Ashram, when he took, he followed the rules of Sannyasa Ashram, right? So this is very, very, very important. So you follow as per Veda. You don't follow your heart, right? So Nityananda Prabhu in Chaitanya Leela, I love this Leela. So you used to, go with Advaita Acharya or Haridas Thakur, and I'm highlighting the names because Nityananda Prabhu was a teenager, right? And they are like father figure, both Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur. Nityananda's Prabhu character you can replace with Krishna's character here, because he used to be so playful that Haridas Thakur used to have his hand in his head. You know why? Because he used to look at the girls and tell, you're very beautiful. Do you love me? Will you marry me? Can we marry? Imagine in the road, okay? And I'm sure boys can relate. And you in the road, you go and you go and your father is with you and you go and tell, look at the girl and tell, and just imagine the time, beginning of Kali Yuga. You tell, you're very beautiful. You like to marry me? How would you feel? Right? You look at the father's. So Haridas Thakur's position was very awkward. He was so awkward during Jagai Magai time, right? He was complaining, telling that to Advaita Acharya telling it's a horrible situation. It's a very horrible situation I'm going through. I am going with this boy and I am constantly in trouble. Either he will do that or, he will go and throw a stone at some boy in the water, pick some fight for fun, and the parents will come, for a fight. And I have to tell, please forgive, please forgive. I am like put. So that time Advaita Acharya told, you know what? The Jagai Magai is mad and Nityananda is also mad. So he asked him, how can you compare him? He said, because Jagai Magai is mad on their own of material thing. And Nityananda is mad of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's always in ecstasy. So whatever he does, right, is just out of his control, right? So he can like really go back. So even when Jagai Magai was throwing stone on the head, and when Nityananda is bleeding and they both were running to save their life, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur told, is there a need? Why are you doing all this? He's telling me, what did I do? Right? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I am following the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why I'm telling you is, even though someone was very playful, he literally followed the instruction of Chaitanya to liberate the soul. So everybody, even Nityananda is none other than Balram, who is none other than the first incarnation of Krishna. Right? First expansion, not incarnation, sorry, expansion of Krishna is Balram. We saw that, right? Even he followed the instructions, right? So that is important in following Shastras. Please don't follow your heart and mind, because our heart and mind itself, we don't know to differentiate. That's a problem. It's good to follow the heart because Paramatma is there, but we don't know whether the mind is. Mind is an amazing imitator. Mimicry, it will do like the heart, like the conscience speaker. We can't differentiate. That is a challenge which we are doing. Thank you so much, Mataji. And now we move on. Characteristic of nepotic person still goes on. Remember ashram, right? Ashram means shelter. And here, if you see the divine quality, what he is talking earlier, if you see, I'm not going back now, too many slides to slide. He says, good quality, right? Devi ashram. We'll take the shelter of the Dev. Here we will see whom we are taking ashram. We'll just see that. Asat, right? Asat means opposite of Sat, right? Asatyam apratishtam te jagat ahur anishwaram aparashpara sambhutam kim anyat kamakaitukam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. They say that this world is unreal, that there were no foundation and that there is no God in the control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very important point. They say that the world is unreal, Maya, which is not true. And Maya reports to, Krishna reports to Maya, that's also not true. The world is real, right? I can see, Anuradha Mataji talking, she's real. Just because Arun Prabhu doesn't switch on the camera, I cannot conclude that Anun Prabhu, Govind Prabhu and Sham Prabhu are not real. I'm talking, I'm real, right? So it is real, but Ashashvatam. Dukalayam, Ashashvatam. Dukalayam because it's a place of mysteries, and Ashashvatam because it's temporary. But the atheists say that, it's because of the sex desires and there is no cause other than lust. Why? Because they don't know, right? Science, little science take you away from God. These are little scientists. A lot of science take you close to God, right? So these are little atheists. They're called proud atheists because they are small scientists. They are not big timers. Demonic philosophy is world is unreal with no God in control and no cause other than lust, and thus the world is produced of sex desire. It's a demonic philosophy. 16.9 is following such conclusion, the demonic who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible work meant to destroy the world. Right? So they, they're following the conclusion, the demonic, they are lost themselves and they have absolutely zero intelligence. And they engage in unbeneficial, horrible work, mean to destroy the entire world, right? They destroy the entire world. And we have something called bomb. We also read the difference between, in the 12th chapter, and in fact, it is highlighted in Isha Upanishad in the mantra 9, right? What does it say? Andam tama pravishyanti eya vidyam upashate tato bhuyayivate tamo yayu vidyam yamrataha. It says that somebody who's not educated goes to a dark planet, but still darker is someone is a so-called educated person. Example is the atheist we saw, right? And they also say this because a guy who's not educated, right, who does not have vidya, okay, he's struggling in the material world, but someone who thinks he is a vidya, right, he does a lot of wrong things because he is having the influence of spoiling and corrupting a lot of people. So a typical non-believer is at small level, right? It is still is okay. He is a small guy, he will spoil 5 people, like a villager who spoils and who does panchayat. But imagine someone who can plant a bomb, a terrorist. It's coming under Ugra Karma, right? And what do you mean by Ugra Karma is extraordinarily bad behavior. Like you at one time have bomb, you take Ashwatthama, even he could control the Brahmastra to the extent of destroying only the child in the womb, right? The fetus. But here bomb destroys the entire city, right? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we've heard that, today also terrorists, and they called that they will go to heaven in their terms because God will forgive. How can God do that? Why would God forgive someone who's throwing bombs? And how can that be a noble cause, killing noble people, right? And also, our, what's his name? How can I forget him? Our Hitler also did that. He said, I want to eradicate a particular community because that's not right. Right? Who are we to take? Even in Christianity, Old Testament, that's why Old Testament was removed. They said killing a human, that sect of human is like giving sacrifice. It's doing good to God. How can we decide that? Because karma is between Krishna and the person. So I want to ask you a question. If someone is running in the road and there is a lorry coming and you have access to pull the person out, right? And the person is there, what will you do? Will you pull the person out or will you think, oh, it's his karma? What would you do?
We pull the person.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mataji, because we have to have compassion. But many times I notice that the first module, everybody says that, oh no, it's his karma. Why are we deciding karma? Right? We are not going to decide karma. Let Krishna decide karma. Let Krishna decide karma. Right? Light off just. Let Krishna decide. It's between them. Who are we? Right? Are we agents of Krishna or brokers? No, we are just part and parcel of Krishna. We don't know our own karma, right? And we are doing chanting because we can, we can clear the karmas, right? That is exactly we are doing. Sarva dharmam parityaga mam ekam smaranam praja. Come on, someone can complete. Hare Krishna. Someone? Anybody? What does he say? Huh? What is he going to do? He's going to remove all the papa. Someone knows this?
Yes, Mataji.
Please, Hare Krishna. Aham Tvam. Yeah, please go on. The next 2 lines. Aham Tam. Tell Prabhu. Aham Tvam Sarva.
Sarva Pape Moksha Mata.
Thank you so much. Moksha Ishami Ma Shunu. Right? So I will remove all the papas of the previous and the present Janma. Very, very important. He is doing that. So we don't even know the papa. Then why are we talking and commenting about somebody's papa? Right? So following such conclusion, the demonic who lost to themselves, who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible work meant to destroy the world. Right? Horrible work they do because they want to destroy the world. Demonic attitude and engagement. Attitude, the demonic are lost to themselves and have no intelligence. Right? Zero intelligence they have because they are lost. They have this attitude problem. Why lost? By illusion. No intelligence, right? Because they think they are advancing. Engaged in unbeneficial means. Today's a lot of technology improvement. What is it? There is a machine which they have invented where they can chop off the animal's head, tail, strip the skin just like this, which means Ugra Karma. From Vikarma we are shifting to Ugra Karma. Vikarma is you do one bad thing. Ugra Karma is everything at one shot. Machine, so fast you switch on one button, you don't even feel it that you'll have thousands of heads cut. Right? Ugra Karma. So this is what is happening. Slaughterhouses. Right? So this is the actual situation. Engaging unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Right? Ugra Karma. I just told you. It's there. Painful, horrible, destructive acts. Hare Krishna. 16.10. Please go ahead. Hare Krishna. Please don't mind that I'm drinking hungry. Thank you. Please read Mataji.
The demonic,
Hare Krishna.
the
Go
demonic,
ahead, Prabhuji.
the demonic taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So they say that demonic, they take shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false faith, right? Being thus illusion, are always sworn to unclean work. So what they say is the demonic, right? We are talking about, they always take shelter of what? They are taking shelter of the lust, the pride, right? The false prestige, because they are always illusion. They are always illusioned to the unclean one. They are attracted by the impermanent, right? So this is the kind of feeling they have. Why? Because everything for them is present. I think of me, I and now self. Those are false prestige, right? My factor. And they are always with anything which is impermanent. Right now, girl, I want to get attracted. Gambling that moment. They don't think of future at all. 16.11 and 12, Mataji, you can read now. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you can read.
They believe that to
Thank you.
gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no end to their anxiety, being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I had told you, my aunt actually, she's very old. She's going to be 80, like she's 75 plus. And she told me, like, she was telling, oh my God, non-vegetarian, I can't give up. I will die rather than giving up the non-vegetarian, right? And her husband is 80 years. Uncle, he was telling me that, I want to give up non-veg, but I can't give up because, she doesn't like me giving up. So can you see, even at the age of 80, the senses are dominant. Mind is controlling, right? And abroad, what happens is the highest of desire, they say, is lust. In abroad, they still have this issue where they are at the age of 80, the man will go to pubs and he will go around. When you go abroad, sometimes you will tend to see that he will be so old that he will barely be able to walk, but he'll have a very lovely girl whom he'll be loitering around with. Have you all seen this?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Right? And that girl will probably be anywhere between 18 to 20. And for a second, you will be thinking, oh, this is maybe his granddaughter or great-granddaughter. And then realize, no, he's just picked her from somewhere. So can you see so much of lust is there at that age when he can walk by? Because the mind is still craving, even though body is not supporting. That's the point. So what is happening? Attracted by impermanent things, insoluble lust and illusion, absurd and pride and false prestige, right? We also see many times, whether it's movies or stories, you have 1 week to die, what they'll do? Let me enjoy full life. Oh, you have 24 hours to live. I will make you drink. I will make you, go around with you enjoy life to full. Has anyone told, okay, one day come, let's go to the temple and stay 24 hours in the temple? Won't that give peace? Going and running. So by enjoying life, what you're doing, you're making the person getting more attached and he will want to live more. You're making him feel more pathetic that he's going to die. Isn't that painful for him? Are you trying to induce trauma more emotionally? Already physical trauma is there. He or she, by making her or him enjoy, you're going to put them in a trauma because you're increasing the anxiety for the person to enjoy. Has anyone felt after a holiday you have to come back? We've all been on holidays, right? On the last day of the holiday, it's like, no, I have to go back. I don't feel like going back. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
And we're putting the same thing, the person who's going to die, in that traumatic position. So that differentiates what we should do. If someone is serious, we keep telling them, so many things, right? We tell them, oh, yeah, beautiful, your grandchildren, this. Why? Because that's right. Because they're also materially involved that we want to motivate them materially to bring them back. But somebody who's not even experienced certain thing, we'll push them to that point, right? Make them more attached and make them more painful, right? When Yamadharma Raja is coming, it is like 50,000 Scorpio hitting. For the people, don't worry, you won't experience because you're all not going to be countering Yama. This is the situation, right? And so that is the challenge. And we have to literally go on through this trauma. But if you can reduce the pain, at least, for people, that pain will not be there so much, right? So the body lives smoothly and it's a navigation process. Hare Krishna. 16.13 and 15. Yes, Prabhu, you can read now. Hare Krishna.
The demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will again more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifice. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Hare Krishna.
So well, right? So what are they telling is the demonic person always thinks that I have so much wealth, right? I have so much wealth that I have today, and I will gain more according to my scheme, right? Day by day, I'm going to gain more. So much is mine now, right? And this is what is the thing. I already told you all, right? Somebody was praying Hitler. Why was he praying Hitler? Because when Hitler was dominating, his started getting more money. So that is what made him start praying Hitler. He says he's my enemy and I've killed him, and many other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. You know, this is how if you see Hiranyakashipu, he loved his son. It's not that he didn't love his son, but he was so much engrossed with his name and fame that he didn't mind killing. Today, what about honor killing? We have so many of them who do honor killing. In fact, in villages, you still have them, you know, intercaste marriage. I will kill my own child for honor because I need that name. That's a false prestige, right? And it is still there. So it's not just in Hiranyakashipu. There are Hiranyakashipus here. What about Ravana? Ravana was attracted by somebody's wife, right? How would you rate someone even in this yuga if the neighbor comes and pulls your wife and goes? Right? Even if we are not a Kshatriya, even at Shudra level, we don't accept it, right? Just imagine at that time, women were so chaste, even mentally, they won't think of any other guy. And that is the level. And you think of, now going on to the next thing, who is, Kamsa. Kamsa, his own sister, he was going to be a charioteer for his sister, taking them across. But the moment he knew his life and he didn't care, he didn't say that, how does it matter? He immediately wanted to kill all of them, right? And he literally killed, Krishna was the 8th child. He killed all 6 children. 7th one, Balram, was appearing to be aborted, though he got shifted from the womb of Devaki to Rohini Mata. Right? So literally 6 small children, babies, he killed. Hare Krishna. To save his one life. Text 13 to 15. Further description of demonic mentality is I am the controller and enjoyer. I am perfect and powerful, and my enemies are defeated, and I am happy. The Lord of everything, and I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relative. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. Right? They are declaring. Here is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies I will kill. I always take this name of Bruce Lee. What did Bruce Lee do? He was into martial arts. It's a kind of sports, right? Because he didn't, of course, there were situations when he picked outside, but largely it was always in the ring. But why did they have to poison him? Because they can't win him in the ring. If you're really powerful, you try and win over him, practice more, and fight him out in the place where you have to win. But why do you want to poison him? Isn't that sounding very cheap? So this is a situation. Hook or crook, I should get, right? Very common term, right? Hook or crook. So
Yes.
and this is the crook. I should give some charity, and thus I rejoice. I still do that, right? I have so much wealth, and I'll do small charity. So this will be typically mode of passion, where and ignorance both are coming here, where he will, depending on the type of charity he gives, but his mentality is I'm going to kill someone and get charity. Hare Krishna. Aneka chitta vibranta mohajala samavrita prashakta kama bhogeshu patanti narakeshu chau. Hare Krishna.
Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by network of illusion, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So nice reading for Mother. So he says, because of that anxiety, bound by the network of illusion, too much you are attached to the sense objects. I'll tell you how. Now, why are we perplexed with various anxieties? Because you are constantly having this problem of future, right? I want to keep my position up. Have we ever had a feeling, we are so many of us here, I should be a better devotee than the person? Maybe yes, but what you do, you'll follow the other person, right? You won't copy, but you'll follow the other person. But have you ever felt, oh my God, this person is doing more chanting, I will steal the bad? or I will correctly call the person at this time when the person is chanting and spoil the japa. Has anyone felt like that?
No, Mataji.
Yeah, well, it's even like a humor. How can you, Mataji, give this kind of a crazy example? Because it sounds crazy for you because you are in this line, right? You have divine quality. But if you are in demonic quality, you will tell, naturally, Mataji, it's natural, right? So it's my right. I can't do more. So I can at least make sure that others can do less. So it will come very, very natural, right? That is why I tell you that please don't use the word follow your heart, because your heart will, you don't know what your heart is saying. And you don't even know whether your heart is saying or your mind is saying today, right? So therefore you are perplexed by, various anxieties. And because of that, you are, in illusion. When you're in illusion, it means you're largely in ignorance and you're bound into the self enjoyment, and you keep down more and more and more. So this becomes the biggest challenge. So perplexed by various anxieties and bound by network of illusion, you're just like the fish. We say fish out of water, right? Fish is caught in the net. Like that, we are also caught in the net, not able to breathe, and we realize that only after being caught. And sometimes we don't even realize still that we are too strongly attached to the sense objects that we fall to hell. And I always go back to the initial chapters where you can see, if you remember the moth, what was his sense? I'm going to tell you the name of the animals which we read, and you're going to tell me which sense is very attractive for them. For the moth, which goes near the light.
Fire, Mataji.
Fire. Sorry. Thank you, Prabhu. Fire. So what is even light? Both are same. So which one? What sense is very attractive for that?
Eyes.
Yes. Vision. What about the for the deer?
Mataji, again.
Yeah, sound,
music. Deer.
Yeah.
So he will play music and he will attract them. And what about for the which one should I tell? Fish. For the fish.
For fish, the
Food, tongue, right?
Yeah.
So it gets attracted and he goes, right? And what about the honeybee who drinks nectar from the flower?
Smell.
Huh?
Taste, Mataji.
Smell, Mata.
Taste, yes, tongue.
Yes.
No, it's not taste. Taste comes fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taste
Honey.
is also partially right, but how does it, what makes it go to that? Sense of smell, right? First catches
Smell, yeah.
Then taste also dominates because it starts tasting, but it goes there. And because of the taste of smell, to finish, right? It is totally addicted. And now coming to the elephant, what does it get attracted?
Lust,
right? Sexual desire towards the opposite thing is so attractive. But for us, all are working. All senses are working. For us, we are number one position. We always
simultaneously it all work.
Yeah. So that's the amount of risk we will be experiencing. Number one, where in Mohajala. That is why I brought this out. Network of illusion, we are number one. In networks of hundreds and thousands of desires and illusion, right? So we have seen, Krishna, we have seen, enough examples to support them, right? So we'll move to 16.17. Hare Krishna. Atma sambhavita sabdha danamana madhan vitah yajante nama yajnaiste dambena vidipurvakam. Hare Krishna.
Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige. They sometimes proudly perform sacrifice in name only, without following any rules or regulations.
Thank you so much. So self-complacent, right? They are very self-complacent and they are deluded by wealth and false prestige. They are sometimes profoundly perform sacrifice. So what is all this coming about is they are, they are always deluded by the fact that they are very rich. One person who came to Jagannath Puri and he asked him that, he asked the Pujari, he said, I'm going to give you 1 lakh rupee. Pujari was very happy and he said, you have to spend it in 1 day. So you can do for Krishna, but you have to spend it in 1 day. And, it was a few years back, so that 1 lakh was much higher. He said, I make so much profit and you spend in 1 day. And the Pujari was perplexed. He said, how can I? So he says, if you can, and if you have an action, I will give you that 1 lakh tomorrow. If you do not have that, then you tell me what you have to do, right? So he was so, everybody were breaking the head, how to do, and and you can do boha also, like he gives options, but they don't know how to do at all. And the next day, that night, what happens is in the Pujari's dream, Lord appears, Jagannath, and he tells, ask him to make that you tell na, that sweet bida pan for me, where inside the pan I need a particular not what do you call, not the tobacco or the betel, but I need if you know the a type of stone to be crushed. What is that stone? This will be there inside the elephant. Which elephant? That I will not tell. Right? It will be there, one among maybe a number. I don't remember the number. One in nth of an elephant. So ask him to give that food. So the Pujari told, please get this across. That time he realized that he was wrong, because imagine how many elephants can he go killing, and will his money support, and will he have the time and ability to do? So why I'm saying is, these are, of course, these are better when read rather than me saying. So many people are deluded by wealth, right? They have this false prestige, and they are so profound, right? They follow, they do not follow rules and regulations. So you can see this, right? Cat goes and sees a mirror and thinks that he is a tiger or lion. So this is the difference, right? So we can tell from the quality. And this quality, one is birth, another one is cultivation, but both can be changed by developing Krishna conscious. Example, Prahlad. Prahlad, nobody can be an example of Prahlad, right? He had generation of Asuric breath, right? And he was influenced by around. Next is Bali. He also had generation. His teacher was, Sukracharya, and he was teaching him every moment. But moment Vishnu came, he didn't care. He wanted to surrender. So that's the speciality. So on hypocritical nature and preaching of demonic people. So what do they teach? Being self-compliant and prudence. They are deluded by wealth and false prestige. They are always deluded by wealth, right? So yesterday there was one Mataji who was very sweetly talking, and she was telling that, okay, we can go YouTube. She was talking about some other person, some other teacher who wanted to go YouTube live. So we normally, all these recordings go, if we do YouTube live, it goes to ISKCON Mangaluru. But some of them do initially they had personal IDs, right? So they used to upload in the personal ID. You still can upload something on your personal ID, which is specifically like a story or something, you can do it. But then whatever you're preaching for there, it has to go to ISKCON Mangalore, because there, there is donation links and people can see through Mangalore and basically donate, right? There's a purpose. So there was a teacher who was saying that, now that I've become very famous, I have to maintain, because I will have a lot of likes and a lot of people. So this teacher was telling that, why people still, she was basically shocked, telling that why people still do this for name and popularity. And why I'm saying this is because irrespective of the platform, and that's the point which I want to tell. And yesterday there was a devotee who told me, Mataji, we've come into Krishna conscience, and it is written somewhere that anybody in Krishna conscience is better than a Brahmana, and therefore I'm in Shuddha Sattva platform. He was arguing for about 10 minutes straight. And so are we in Shuddha Sattva platform? Now I'm going to ask you all. Are we in the platform of Shuddha Sattva?
Not yet, Mataji.
No,
Hare Krishna?
Not yet, Mataji.
Not yet.
So sweet. No. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. Not yet. We want to be. At least we know which platform to go.
Yes.
Earlier we didn't know what platform to go. We were like lost child. Now we know, but we are not there as yet. And why I gave this example of the teacher is because even though they are in that very senior level, could be preaching for a decade or 2 decades, but still they may not be in Shuddha Sattva platform. The point what I'm telling you is Shuddha Sattva platform is not by tenure. Your position, it's not like you're a school teacher for 10 years. Okay, you're amazing. You can become senior teacher or the HOD. 20 years, very good. You are qualified for principal. No. This is by your realization, and that is something which you can see from the heart, right? So you can tell, right? You see Mohandas Prabhu, he is very down to earth, right? With his age, and he's a very senior corporate member. When you look at him, you can't tell. When he talks to me, you can't tell. And I'm the most horrible person to deal with admins, because I will go ahead and talk things. They call me 5 times, 1 time I pick up the call. Many messages I reply later. So my management of phone and time is like pretty horrible because I jump multiple work. But not once has he told, why Mataji? Can't you just pick my call? I won't call. Not once has he told. So can you see the quality of someone who is probably at a very higher level, in spite of the fact that probably he is there with Krishna conscious linked for 1 year, less than a year. But whereas if you take a devotee, maybe 20 years old, but still, why I'm saying is, it is not the tenure, it is the dedication. So we have, I will tell a classic example of somebody in this classroom, Shyam Prabhu. Can you see the process of change in Shyam Prabhu? I mean, it's evident for many, but from Shyam Prabhu, how he said in the first class, Mataji, I will not come out of not Chennai, I mean, whatever, from the material world. Prabhu, where are you? Which is your native place, or where are you living?
Bangalore? I am from Andhra Pradesh, Mataji, Rajahmundry.
Andhra Pradesh. Oh, Telugu. Okay.
Yes.
Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra, but he was so passionate. So I can understand now why he said that, because I used to, me too, in terms of passion, I used to talk all languages. I mean, not great. I used to talk horribly, all languages, whether it's Kannada, Telugu, I will not include Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, I'm a Telugu. But if someone speaks in Telugu, even half bad, I will tell them, please don't talk. No, my heart aches, because I used to be a fanatic and I'm still a fanatic. So why we are so attached still, we can't give up. So now I can understand when he said he's from Andhra, right? We are by nature, the fanatism is like, like a birthright, right? You've been like told, okay, this is Ghantasala music. Okay, it's your birthright that you should hear, and I may not even remember who Ghantasala is. I only remember the name because my dad used to tell, right? So this is what the story is. And even in Kerala, right, the thing is that you must protect your fellow man, whoever it is, whatever it is. You hire a person even as your cleaner. So this is how they are grown. So your heart will always tell that follow. Your heart means follow whoever it is. But that's not necessarily true. So why I'm bringing all this is, you can see like Shyam Prabhu, like how it changed, right, over 4 months, how things evolved, and he is now aspiring to come to Goloka. So like that, the change can happen now, or it can take you 2 decades and the change may not happen. You may be progressing or regressing, right? So coming to Krishna conscious is to teach you the right path. Is not a default that the moment you come into Krishna conscious is called that you are going to reach Sutra Sattva. No, endeavor. Super soul will help 100%, but endeavor has to be there, right? So that is very important. Hare Krishna. So hypocritical nature, right? Hypocritics, right? They talk something, but they follow something, and preaching of demonic persons, right? So this is the quality. So they are being self-complacent, imprudent, and deluded by the wealth and prestige. And why I brought this story is wealth, we always relate to money. It can be even the name, fame, in anything, not just corporate world, spiritual world, material world, this platform, that platform, any platform, right? They proudly perform sacrifice in name only without following rule. They do, but it's just for the sake of name. They have exalted Lakshmi Pujas. One example is Vibhäga Chaturthi. Prabhu is from Andhra, so you can tell how huge Vibhägas they'll make. Even here, if somebody is in Chennai or Bombay, that they'll make such huge Vibhägas, right? And they'll compete this road. I'll put more money for this Vibhäga, which is good. But what happens on the 11th day, you go and put Vibhäga, Visarja, right? You go and put him in water. Hey, you prayed for 10 days. Then you put him in water. What is that? And there was this Ramanavami in Bombay. If I remember right, there was a college, right? They had puja in the morning. And one of our ISKCON pujari had been there. And he said, Prabhu, morning is a very simple puja. Can you come in the evening? Because that's a grand puja. So they said, okay. And the morning, they were just about 4 professors. And there was a deity of Ram kept. They, as usual, that how we do in the house, they did one small puja. And the evening, he thought, okay, there's a big crowd, we should go. And he saw there is a huge Rama photo. He was very impressed. Okay, and this, he went close. And there was DJ. They were close to 800 students. There was disco, there was DJ, there was food stalls, everything. It was a get-together in the name of Ram Navami. There was nothing about Ram Navami. Maybe a 2 minute or a 1 minute, they said today is happy Ram Navami. Happy, that's it. And everybody were dancing, playing, eating, enjoying. So what was actual puja was what was happening in the morning. And what was happening in the evening was in the name of puja, but entertainment, right? So why I'm saying this is because we don't even know which is right and which is wrong. And this has become a situation today. And this is what happens in terms of the preaching of demonic people, right? They don't even know to differentiate the one which was actually a puja from what was in the evening. Their hypocritical religious observances cannot save them. Right? These things will never be able to save them. Example, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Bhashmasura, we saw all of them were also doing all yagnas, but none of that saved them, right? So we'll move on to the next Hare Krishna. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam cha samshitah mamatma paradeheshu pradvishanto bayashukyakah. Hare Krishna.
Driven by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blasphemes against the real religion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So he said, bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger. Right? Because of all this, what is happening is the demon becomes very envious. Right? He is so jealous and he's situated in his own body and in the bodies of others. Right? So today we see demon in our body and baptizes against the real religion. You have to give me 1 second. I have one devotee here who knocks the door every time I take Bhagavad Gita. By accidentally, I knocked off the door and he's after me. Oh. Yes, sorry. Yes. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Would you like to see this devotee? Would someone like to see this small devotee?
Yes, Mataji.
Sure, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
Okay.
Have you seen already?
No,
Tell
no.
Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji.
You've seen?
You already
Oh, no.
showed us.
Yes, I showed, right? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I had to take that quick break. Otherwise, he will not let us continue. He will be knocking. So there was this class in the evening. Also, the same thing happened. And, after a long time, the next class, there was a girl, right? There was a 8-year, 9 girl who does chanting for me that time. All the shlokas she'll read. And after some time, she was constantly telling me, Mataji, thank you so much. Can you please, call the Prabhuji and Mataji? So sometimes my mom sits, I thought she was talking about that. And I was wondering, Prabhuji, my husband should be, because the only Prabhu in my house. I was thinking, oh my God, it was late night, right? So it's 10 o'clock. I said, if I go, and tell him the class people want to meet you, he will bark at me. So I didn't want to take a chance. I said, Prabhu will be sleeping. Mataji, Prabhu won't sleep this time, I'm sure. So I couldn't understand at all what she was telling. And for a long time later only we understood that she was referring to them as Prabhuji and Mataji, right? So I could see that child was so dedicated that even an animal, right? So we have people where they get so attached they get angry when you call a dog or a cat a cat. I still call cat and dog. But her, I saw complete straight and materially attached people. They get angry. You tell your dog, they'll say, why are you telling dog? It has a name, right? And on the other side, she was so sweet. She was she was addressing them as Mataji and Prabhuji, right? And I immediately thought of this word, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Bhavinaste Gavi Hastini, Suni Chainas Papa Keva, Pandita Samadarshinaha. Imagine what dedication a small child should have, because they are just learning, but they are so pure by heart, right? They can pick. Their heart is so clean, and cleaning process is so early. And why I'm bringing this up is it's very important that we also teach our children at a younger age. So immediately she's able to adapt, not just with people, but also with them. And for me, it took a very long time to adapt Mataji, Prabhuji. And still there are people whom I call by name. And still I call the person who taught me as ma'am. And I still have a friend in Krishna conscious who says, will you ever call me Mataji? I said, forget it. Don't even have a hope. I will call you only by name. So why I'm saying is we are like stuck materially with our mental concoctions, right? So for us, adaptation can be difficult. By practice, we will still have this little false ego presence and all to take it. Or by practice, we don't, right? Because practice holds us so tight. But the kids are so sweet, right? So humble, and she meant it genuinely. She could not use the word cat also. She's like going on telling that white Prabhuji, and the other black Mataji. After a long time, there was another devotee who told, Mataji, I think she's referring to the cat devotees. Right. So what I was feeling, can you relate to what I'm talking? Does it make sense, or am I going hayway? Hare Krishna, do you all understand? Can you relate? Why so much silence?
Yes, Mataji, we can relate.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much. Otherwise, I was like on a shock. Oh my God, what's happening? So much silent. So now I'm going to mark the, I'm going to share the attendance link. So you can go ahead and click. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. In fact, Mohandas Prabhu did all of it. I just copy pasted. So by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon comes envious of Supreme God. This is, anyone knows the story? Who are they? I'm sure you all know. Who are they?
Yes, Mataji. Pandavas was doing some yagam, and they want to give first tambulam to Lord Krishna. Then Shishpala was so jealous, and so he was telling some 100 lies. Then Lord Krishna was got like mad, and he killed him after telling 100 lies.
Correct. Not lies, it's like, abusive words. Thank you so much.
Abusing words. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji, Sandhya Mataji. That was very nice summary of the story. So this is what happens because they are jealous, right? Envy. So that is the quality. And now moving to the last two shlokas, I'll try and finish by 7:10, including Prabhu's stories. So, I want to close the sessions faster so that we will have the next 2 days also session. We'll do the 17th chapter. That's fine with you, right? Try and keep it short so that we'll finish by 7:10, 7:15, we'll end the class, right? Tannaham dvishata kruran samsareshu naradaman shipam yajasramashvan ashurishveva yonishu. Hare Krishna.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so we saw various level of devotees in 12th chapter, right? A, B, C, D, E, F option. Now coming to the last option, what about the people who are mischievous, envious? What about the bad guys, right? The demonic people. He says that he will be cast in the hellish planet. 28 hells are there, right? It is given in the 5th chapter, the 26th chapter of the 5th canto. I mean. So he says they will all be cast in there, and after that, will they be happy? No, they will be born again in the animal planet as to what suits them. So very clearly, the roadmap is there. For demonic, there is a hell with open door, and after that, you go to a animalistic body. You get an animalistic body. Hare Krishna. Ashurim yonim apana muta janmani janmani mam aprapyeva kaunteya ato yantattaman gatam. Hare Krishna.
Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic life, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abnormal type of existence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he gradually sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So he says that after repeated birth among the species of demonic life, such person can never approach me, right? Because they've gone to the deep hell. When will they ever come, right? There are 28 hells. Various punishments represent the names of each hell. And Garuda Purana explains in length of all this, And, even here you have an abbreviation of the hellish conditions. Fate, in fact, I every time think that I should get this one sheeter of the hells and display to you all. Let me just check if I get a chance, right? Hare Krishna. Fate of demonic, they glide down to hell. They never attain me. What does it mean? It means that what is the hope for them? Because God is supposed to be merciful, right? We are going to see here on the section C, which is a demonic nature. So they are giving this. Hare Krishna. Traividam narakashyayadam dwaram nasanam atmanah kama krudas tata lobas tasmat etatrayam tyajet. Hare Krishna.
There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. Hare Krishna.
So there are 3 gates to hell. Please remember this: lust, anger, and greed. These are very important. So desire, anger, greed. Many of us will have, we may have one of these qualities, at least, anger, or greed or lust, something or the other will be there. Right? The moment you give up is only, these are leading to hell. So very clearly is showing the route to hell. 16.22, Hare Krishna.
The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. Hare Krishna.
So he's saying that if you escaped hell, which is all of you, because you've already come here, so you know that you've escaped hell, gradually we will reach supreme destination. So we can see this pictorial representation, right? The first one is anger. Duryodhana. Anger, that he even before going for a fight did not take the blessings of the teacher, but cursed him. Next is lust. Who is that? You can take Ajamila, right? He saw a prostitute and got attracted. Greed, typically Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, because they are so greedy of their power, and therefore they were, we all know the destination, right? They were all destroyed, and that is a very important point. At least they were destroyed by Krishna directly, so there is a scope. But people like us, Krishna is not going to come and destroy us, so we will go through hell. Hare Krishna. 16.23. Yaha sastra vidam utsrejya vartate kamakaratah nasha siddhim avapnoti na sukam na param gatim. Hare Krishna.
But he who discards scriptural injections and acts according to his own whims and attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. Hare Krishna.
It clearly says he who disregards scriptural injection and acts according to his whims neither attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. He very clearly is talking about their situation. And so it's mentioned, right? Krishna is telling na param gati. Param gati means his place, nor happiness, neither perfection, right? All and one go, all negativity. This is the last one. Hare Krishna. Tasma chastram pramanam te karya vyavastito Nyatva shastra vidanuttam karma kartum miharhasi. Hare Krishna.
One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says that what is duty and what is not duty, right? Knowing such rules and regulation, one should act so that he will gradually get elevated. He will automatically get elevated because he knows what is duty and what is not duty. That is what, where do you see that? By regulatory principle. Because tomorrow a thief's son will tell, that's my duty. You only told follow the duty. My dad's following the parent is important and my father is a thief, therefore I will be a thief. No. As per Shastras. So beautifully mentioned. Now, can someone tell me who are these two people?
Krishna and
Krishna and Balarama.
Yes. And who is he?
Sandipani.
Yes, they learned 64 arts in 64 days in a place called Ujjal in north, right? So they were there, and that is when they met Sudama also. So 16.1 and to 6 talks about transcendental and demonic qualities of the various people and the speciality of them. And 7 to 20 talks about the demonic nature, of how bad. So 26, how many transcendental qualities are mentioned?
26, Mataji.
Thank you so much. How many demonic?
6.
Yes, 26 plus 6, or rather minus 6 in the sense not to minus from 26, but I'm just saying negative is 6. And 24 is the choice to escape to destination. You continue in the 3 loops, you go to hell. If you escape, yes, by doing that, you will never reach Param. But if you are going to completely do your duty, knowing what it is, then you will reach your supreme destination. Any doubts you can ask after my prayer. Vancha kalpadarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanan pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All of you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, all of you. Come on. Whatever doubts you have, otherwise I'm going to keep the floor for Shyam Prabhu to tell the story. Shyam Prabhu, you will keep your video on or you're not wearing makeup?
No, Mataji, I already switched on.
Oh, sorry, Prabhu. My fault. Wait, Prabhu. One
I
second.
think
Any doubts? If there are no further doubts, yes, Prabhu, please go ahead and start.
1 minute, Mataji. I'll adjust my video. The lighting is, I think.
Hare Krishna. Right, any doubts, no doubts? So is it okay with all of you all if we are having class tomorrow, day after? We can do the 17th chapter?
Yes, Mataji, we are okay.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
okay,
So
Mataji.
yes, we'll try and finish everything by 7:15. 6 o'clock is okay, perfect, right? So we'll start at 6, finish by 7.
Okay, Mataji.
Remember, who's going to tell story tomorrow? You all decide and put in chat, right? And meanwhile, Shyam Prabhu will start. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is one day in one fine evening, Narada arrived to Swargaloka, where this Indra and his wife Shashi is enjoying the beautiful evening with the fragrance of Parijata flowers. In that moment, the Narada reached to them, and after having some chit chat, Indra gave him one flower to him, the Parijatam. My audio is clear, Mataji?
Perfect, Prabhu. Please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
And the Narada says, I am a bachelor. What can I do this flower? Then Indra says, use it for some good cause of the people. Like that, he said that word. Then Narada came to Dwaraka. At that time, Krishna is with Rukmini, and he went to their palace and met Krishna and Rukmini. And after initial talks, Narada gave that flower to Krishna. And Krishna, he himself put that flower into the hairs of Rukmini. So this thing has been conveyed to Satyabhama. This Narada has arrived and he brought one Parijata Pushpa from Swargalok and he gave to Krishna, and Krishna gave it to the Rukmini. So this incident caused some disturbance in the mind of Satyabhama, and she developed that Krishna is not loving me, and he is more he's loving more to Rukmini. So this kind of incidents happened many, and she slowly develops that Krishna is not loving me. So, and always there is a competition between Rukmini and Satyabhama in doing some vratas and all the things. Whenever Rukmini does some ritual, she also does something, and she calls all the people of that Dwaraka, and she used to give some gifts and all the things because she is having more money. And Rukmini is always on the devotional services, and she is always do some puja or some prayers and everything. This is all going on. One day, the Rukmini's birthday has come, and she want to do celebrate her birthday. And at that time, she requests Krishna, you have to be with me during this birthday. This message gone to the Satyabhama, and she want to do some vrata so that Krishna has to come to my palace. Like that, there is some discussions gone, and during this process, Rukmini, the Krishna has given the promise to Rukmini, yes, I will stay with you during this birthday. This caused a lot of disturbance to Satyabhama, and she felt very unhappy. And she is in very, she gone to depression. And during this birthday, when Krishna is with Rukmini and this party is going, the Narada is also there. Then Narada, then Krishna knows all these things because he is the, he knows everything. So Krishna knows everything, and then says, Narada, you please go to the Satyabhama and see what is the situation there. Then this Narada goes to Satyabhama palace, and he found she is in very upset mood, and she's immediately she says, Narada, what is this? Krishna is not loving me, and I am very upset, and he is always with the Rukmini and others like that. So Satyabhama is so love Krishna. She want always Krishna with him only. She is not allowing Krishna to go to the Rukmini or Jambavati and other 6 wives. So in this process, what I should do, Narada, you please tell me. Anyhow, I have to. Krishna has to with me, and you please tell me what I have to do. Then Narada, with his magic of words, take her into accepting a vrata ritual. What is that ritual? That the Satyabhama has to donate Krishna to some rishi, Brahma rishi or some Dev rishi, and then then again she has to reclaim Krishna by the weight of this money equal to the weight of the Krishna. This is called a Tulabaram, that is Vrata. So this has been the arrangement has been made, and one that balance has been arranged, and Krishna sits in one side, and the Satyabhama starts putting all her jewelry and everything into the other side, even putting everything with the Semantak money and everything, whatever she has in his palace, all this gold and his friends and everything, they put in the balance. But nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. And there is no other jewelry or gold to put further, so that she lost the that Vrata. So then Narada says, Narada, you are cheated me, and there is something wrong in this balance, and what should I do? No. I already told you that you have to first think before accepting Surata whether you have the sufficient money or not. At the time, he told already. So yes, at the time, Satyabhama told, yeah, no problem. I have a lot of money. I can purchase hundreds of Krishnas with this money. So she gone ahead, and she performed all these things. And then what to do now? No, I will do one thing. I will take the Krishna to the Dwaraka streets, and I will put him in public action. I will sell him. So then this Krishna followed Narada, and they went to the streets of Dwaraka, and they put him in public action. But nobody has effort to purchase him, and finally this message gone to the Rukmini, and because all these things has Satyabhama has done without the notice of the other wives. So finally they got this message: the Krishna is in Dwaraka streets, and Narada put him for sale. Then these other wives, except Rukmini, led by Jambavati, went to the streets and found there is a lot of crowd, and Narada put him for sale, and all the things are happening there. At that time, these wives also told, okay, we will also give our jewelry and we will try once again. Then Krishna says, no, it cannot be purchased through the material wealth. It has to be purchased from the spiritual wealth. That is the bhakti. So who is that kind of bhakti person is there in this Dwarka. Then Krishna, he himself told, yes, there is one lady, that is Rukmini. Rukmini is so bhakti about me, and you can approach her and she may do something. Then these the wives, then Narada requested the Satyabhama to, okay, you have to go there and you have to request her to come and do something. Then the first she reluctant to go there because she has a lot of pride and ego. Now finally, because if I don't do this thing, Krishna may go somewhere, and so something will happen. I may lose Krishna. That is why she accepted and she go to Rukmini. And by the time she reached Rukmini, she is praying the she is doing some this devotion service like the pujas and all the things, and she is in front of the tulsi plant and doing the morning rituals. And at the time, Satyabhama went to the Rukmini and she requested, yes, please pardon me, and I have done a lot of mistake. You please come and do something to get to Krishna back. Okay, then she accepted, and she plucked one tulsi branch and she went to there. And then they arranged again the same kind of that balance and everything. Krishna sits on one side, and Rukmini puts that tulsi dal onto the other part of the balance. Then the balance will come to the center. So this is the story which tells us that Krishna is we can approach Krishna or get Krishna through the bhakti, not the material wealth. This is the story, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I was speaking in mute. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Amazing, very nice story. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I think many who may not be aware of the story. Am I right? So thanks for picking the story of the blue. So can someone else tell me who's going to tell story tomorrow? And aren't we thanking Prabhu for him, for this lovely story? Hari Bol, one time Hare Krishna for him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Rupa Mataji and all are messaging you. Thanks for in the chat box. And please don't forget the attendance link.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. I'm now back in action. So any other doubts? If there are no doubts, we can end the meeting. Kiran is also messaging, and yes, thank you so much. So we'll catch up again tomorrow, same time. Please put your alarm, and 6 o'clock sharp we will start. Right?
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.